Hello and welcome. I'm Jacob Bellotti, joined as always by my very sports-involved honey bun,
Sports involved.
Larry Saperstein. Hello, how are you?
Not sports involved at all.
Oh, we'll be getting all up into that.
In fact, my theme for today, based on the weather and the environment, is cozy. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to see the sun because the sun's not here. It's raining.
Okay, welcome to Let's Talk About That.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that. Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that. I was saying you're sports involved because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You were very involved.
No, I was watching it. Jerome was involved.
No. You were involved because you specifically were rooting against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I was rooting against the Chiefs, but I wasn't really rooting for any specific team.
Okay, but there was only one team that was against the Chiefs.
But here's the thing. If they both lost, I would have been just as happy. I don't really care. What are they called? The Eagles?
The Eagles?
I don't really care whether or not they win.
Okay.
They did win.
You seemed very invested in the outcome
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
game.
it's fierce. I think it's fierce that the
Okay.
Chiefs lost.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of their bullshit. I'm tired of that shit.
All right.
I'm tired of the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift of it all.
Okay.
Tired of it.
Tired of it. Larry Saperstein is tired of Taylor Swift. You heard
I'm
it here.
I'm not tired of. I mean, actually, I kind of am. Maybe that's tea.
My goodness.
But I mean, more so, I'm just, this charade. I'm just tired of this charade. I'm tired of it all. Grow up.
It is a
Grow
charade.
up.
I know. And what I enjoy is seeing all these guys who think they're like so masculine cry when they lose.
Yeah.
I think that is really excellent.
My favorite video of the whole night was a video of Travis Kelce leaving the stadium after losing, just in a sparkly outfit with his head hung low, just completely down.
I love
And
when
he was alone, by the way. Taylor was nowhere to be found.
she had touchdown in Van Nuys Airport about 4 hours before he left that stadium.
At halftime, things weren't looking so good, and she said, "I'm out."
She ended her contract with the NFL. She sent her PR assistant to break up with Travis.
She sent him a cease and desist and blocked his phone number before
Yes.
the game was even over. Bitch.
Yes, she was gone, after the first quarter of that game.
I also loved how in that game, like at the last minute of the clock going,
Yeah.
they knew that there was no chance in hell that they were gonna win. So and the Chiefs, and so the Philadelphia team was just the Eagles. They were just already excited. They were already doing their winning celebrations.
Yeah.
Because it was just
Yeah, they demolished them.
yeah. And I still don't quite understand how that happened. We're in a year of
Strange
upset
things.
outcomes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? When things are left up to chance, the outcomes are not what's expected.
What is expected? I mean, there's been two major events
with upset outcomes in the last 8 months.
Yeah, so
Or
there you
however
go.
long, 4 months, 5 months.
I don't know. What do you think of the ads this year?
Meh.
Meh. Yeah, I kind of agree. I that's usually the only reason I tune in for the Super Bowl. That or if Lady Gaga's performing.
Right. And Lady Gaga sort of performed at the start. And then that was it for Lady Gaga.
Yes, and girl, she looks so uncomfortable next to all those Trump voters.
Oh my God.
I was like, they must have helicoptered her straight out of there on
Putting
her platform.
her in an Americana ad with, was it Tom Cruise? No.
It was Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, all these Trump voters surrounding her, and she just would. She was absolutely not having it.
I just love the and cut. Get me out. That was Lady Gaga.
She was so like, you could tell like she was there to sing her song, and then she wanted nothing to do with all of the people standing around her. Nothing.
I can't with like, it's like every 5 minutes, like, our nation's heroes. Like, fuck off. When is the last time that one of those heroes has done anything for you?
That might be a controversial statement. I don't know.
I mean, is it controversial to like not love the police?
No, but when you talk about our nation's heroes, that can refer to a wide swath.
Okay, firefighters, great, sure.
We love you.
But I didn't see any medical professionals in that ad. I didn't see any doctors in that ad.
I saw policemen.
It was police officers and firefighters.
And military people.
I rest my case. I would have been less annoyed at another LA firefighter ad.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But the commercials, I thought this year were horrible.
Yeah.
Not up to par at all.
What was your least favorite commercial?
The Kanye West one.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Do you think that was real? Like,
yeah.
Where he was like, I spent all the money on this ad on a new set of teeth. Go to Yeezy.com.
Yeah, he spent like $18 million, one for the spot, one for the teeth. And then when you went to the website, they were only selling swastika t-shirts.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I did not go to the website because I will not even.
No, I didn't either.
I just have that on my browser
saw it
history.
in the news. I didn't click on it either.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And then Shopify, which is like the service.
Yeah.
That most people use to like sell their merchandise or whatever.
Yeah.
They shut it down because it went against the policy. So good for you, Shopify. We love you.
Yeah, Shopify. We sort of love you. Because they already were selling Kanye West stuff, and well, Shopify
is a big podcast sponsor, so I'm gonna say Shopify. We love you.
Okay. I'm just saying that like this is not new behavior from Kanye West.
No.
So I think they should have just been done with him many, many, many months ago.
Yes, he is extraordinarily mentally ill and scum of the earth human being.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even going to argue with you on that, because to be selling swastika t-shirts.
I know.
On your website.
I know.
And like not even advertising it. Like, I don't know.
It's disgusting. It's deplorable.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll get real for a second. I've been really infuriated by the lack of outrage about this, because clearly now sitting down, this is the first time you've heard about this. But like, if it was any other minority group except Jews that was being targeted,
that's what
there
always
would
happens.
be furor. There would be outrage within the entire country. It would be the top headline of every newscast.
Yep.
And he's out there promoting swastika t-shirts and nobody's really talking about it.
That's what happens every time with Judaism and people standing up for Judaism and standing against anti-Semitism. It always happens in our country, and I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I think because people think that Jewish people are privileged in America and rich, and that's not to say that that's not true. But that doesn't...
well, we're Jewish and we're not rich.
We're Jewish and we're not rich. We know plenty of Jewish people that are not rich.
Yeah.
But I think that's the public perception, that Jewish people have a lot of privilege in America, because, there's a lot of Jewish people in a lot of positions of power in corporate America, like Bob Iger.
Okay.
There's Jewish billionaires, right? But that doesn't take away from
Yeah,
the
but there's
anti-Semitism
also-
that's happening in
There's
America
also
as well.
African American billionaires.
Right.
There's there's plenty of minorities that are in that wealthy category
Right.
on the extreme ends of things.
Yeah.
Like I don't really understand it, and it's Jewish, but I will say it also applies to the LGBTQ community because even other minorities hate the LGBTQ community. And so that, as clearly demonstrated in this election, by the number of Latino people who voted for Donald Trump
against the LGBT community.
Right. So I mean, I think it's both of those communities, and great thing we belong to both of them.
What a wonderful time to be part of both communities. All right. Well, so what was your favorite ad?
The Eugene Levy mustache ad really got me.
I did like the Eugene Levy mustache ad. That was a cackle.
I thought that was very funny.
What else was there? I mean, I'm having even trouble remembering just because I was so like.
I don't know. There was that one that was giving away like $10,000 every second, and then Steven went and downloaded the app. Our friend Steven, and went on to see if he would win money. I'm like, girl, there's no way this is not a grift.
And then he was like, yeah, they're doing it for 2 minutes, but not consecutively. It was like 30 seconds and then you had to wait, and then it was like 30 seconds and then you had to wait.
It made absolutely no sense. And it seemed like it could not have been anything but a grift.
Yeah. It just felt like the things that were being advertised were weird. Like usually
a lot of AI this year.
A lot of like advertisements for AI. Yes, because you had those the Woody Harrelson. Yeah, like was it Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, and then Woody Harrelson appeared in one of them.
No, he was in both of them. For what, like Agent Force, where it's like AI like determines your day or something. It's like But the arguments that they were making were so stupid. It was like his reservation wasn't changed based on the weather, because he wasn't using an AI service, so he had to sit outside in the rain. I'm like, girl, that's not real. That's like not a. That's not a real. That's not a real issue that people face.
It made no sense to me. And also, we've talked about AI. Actually, we talked about it in one of our very early episodes.
Yeah.
Because you were on a plane with someone who was using AI to do their homework, and that sparked a whole discussion about that.
Yeah.
And I think we both are steadfastly kind of pretty much against most usages of AI. I mean,
I just think it doesn't need to be used in the corporate world as much as it's being pushed, because I think the only intention behind using it that much in the corporate world is to take jobs away.
Exactly.
And there's been a lot of issues. We know a lot of people applying for jobs who have trouble getting jobs because their resume doesn't compare to the AI bot that's being used to judge the resumes. And it's like, that shouldn't be a gauge for how people are getting jobs.
Right, like humans should be looking at the resumes, not AI bots that tell you this resume is stronger than another resume. It's like, what is that?
And we were talking about it, and you were like, that's a recruiter's whole job, is to look at resumes. So what are they doing? And I was like, they're getting fired.
Right.
Those recruiters are getting fired.
Right.
And all of those responsibilities are going to another person in the HR department who has other responsibilities, and that's becoming just a section of their job. And so the only thing that they have to do is use the AI. Like, they don't have time to look at the resumes because the recruiters are getting fired.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's just like, it's all of those like corporate condensing, firing people, laying people off, and like turning to AI.
It's unbelievable. It's crazy. And I thought it was kind of scary to see so many ads
for AI
about that in the Super Bowl.
And I'm proud to say that on our podcast we don't use AI.
No AI usage on this podcast.
I mean, there's a lot of I see a lot of advertisements for like, use AI to edit your podcast clips, or like use the only thing that we use.
This shit is done by hand, honey.
The only thing that I don't even know if this is considered AI because I don't have to use another AI software for it, is the captioning of our videos. I don't know if that's considered AI because it does like.
But you
that
also go in. We also go in
auto-transcripts.
and hand edit.
I hand edit any of the mistakes, but I use the program to like
generate captions.
right. But I don't know
Yeah.
if that's I don't even know if that's considered AI because you know Siri was able to
Do that.
talk to text
Yeah.
long before any AI things were being implemented. So I'm not even sure if that's considered AI. But everything else we do by hand. All of the clips, all of
all
of our graphics have been done by hand.
Human work here, okay? And that is what we do on Let's Talk About That.
Yeah. One other thing that I want to talk about with the ads, apparently the MAGAs were annoyed at a lot of the ads.
Really?
Because there was that one specifically about the girls playing football, which was so funny because you and I were sitting there being like, this is like so like, I want to call it like neo-feminist. Like it was posing.
It felt very J.K. Rowling-esque.
Yeah, it was like posing as being like this like feminist ad, but then
Yeah.
you brought up a great point. You were like, why can't the girls play actual football?
So the ad was for make girls flag football.
Yes.
What did I just call me? A national varsity sport. And
Right.
and I was watching that. I was like, girl, they can put on pads. They can wear a helmet. They can do actual football.
Right, like why can't they play actual football? Like we're saying girls flag football,
Should be a varsity sport.
and I love that the MAGAs are like saying that is too feminist.
I was like, it's not feminist enough, honey.
Yes. And we're sitting there being like, what is this? Like, so I mean, there was a lot of that. And the MAGAs also hated the halftime show.
Okay, so we got to talk about the halftime
yeah,
show.
let's talk about it.
What did you think? So for the record, I said at the beginning of this,
Yeah.
I usually tune in for the commercials and the halftime show.
Yeah.
I have felt a distinct lack
Yes.
of gayness in the halftime show for a few years now.
Yeah. 2 years, right?
Yeah, I mean the Rihanna one was kind of gay, but it also was kind of straight in a way to me.
Yeah.
I
think it
get
was
how like gay people love Rihanna and she does have some gay hit songs.
Yeah.
But it was a very straight performance.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the year before that was all the LA rappers.
all the LA rappers. And then the year before that
no one knows.
was
So
2021. Maybe there was there a Super Bowl in 2021 because of
it was
COVID?
Shakira and J-Lo, right?
Yeah. That one was kind of
That was like the last gayish one. That
was
I
when
remember.
J-Lo did the thing with no hands on the pole.
Right.
Yeah.
And, maybe part of it's my fault because I hold the Super Bowl to the standard of Lady Gaga jumping off of the roof.
Right.
But I was very underwhelmed.
Well, so the good thing
Yeah.
is that we have a Super Bowl-esque performance out of the Christmas football game that
Yes.
Beyonce did.
Yes,
right?
we can always go back
we
and
can
watch.
We can always go back to that and say that was our Super Bowl this
Yeah,
year. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because that honestly was the same level of like what a Super Bowl halftime show is.
Right.
And it was gay. It was Beyonce,
It
and
sure
it
was.
was really fun, and it had a vision, and it had like all those amazing kind of storytelling beats. And all that.
Absolutely.
I do agree with you. I also think that it's hard. There's a lot of gay people that like Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, that's true.
And I would go as far as to say there were a lot of gay people that probably felt seen by his performance.
In what way? Can you explain that?
Well, his performance was really heavily critiquing America. There were a lot of like there are some rappers, right? And some straight performers, right? It wouldn't have been the same as if they had like, I don't know. I was going to say Keith Urban, but I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's like the
He's
pinnacle.
married to Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, he's not like the pinnacle of like Southern straightness.
Yeah.
But like Luke Bryant or whatever his
yeah,
name
yeah,
is,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like country performer, like super South. Like I think if there was a performance like that, I would have been angry. You know, a performance that was like, America is great and I love America and Eagles and beer and the American flag.
Well, I
Like,
think, especially in the past couple decades, a big part of the Super Bowl halftime show has been getting somebody that will attract an audience that wouldn't normally be watching the Super Bowl. It's to get more eyes
Sure.
on the event, right? So they're not going to get like a country guy like that and they haven't gotten a country guy like that.
well,
because
they don't need more eyes now because now they have Taylor Swift doing all their advertising the whole year round.
No, I know, but the performers have generally been people to bring in kind of more eyes to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
That's like the point of it.
Yeah.
And so that's why you've had people like Lady Gaga who got the gays to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You have people like Shakira and J-Lo who got, the Latin community to tune in.
Sure.
And it's like that's kind of the point
do you
of
think
it.
that those people, I mean, I get the gays, but do you think that those people weren't already tuning in to the Super Bowl? Like,
A lot of people don't watch it. The gays don't give a shit. Okay, the day before, the day of, and the day after, my entire feed on every social media platform had not a whisper of the Super Bowl.
I mean, honestly,
you
mine,
wouldn't have
mine
known.
either.
You would
Mine-
not have known that the Super Bowl existed.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
Based on my social media feed, and that I feel like is part of what they're trying to go after by getting performers like that.
Yeah.
And so this year I didn't feel that connection.
I do feel like he was a performer that, the audience was already there.
Yes.
Look, I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar. I don't have any allegiance to Kendrick Lamar.
I thought it was fierce to see Serena Williams for 2 seconds.
Yes, but I do think that, and I don't particularly like the music, but that doesn't mean that it didn't have artistic merit, and that doesn't mean that it didn't have a point of view and a perspective that was, I think, in line with the types of things that we talk about. Like, he was being very critical of America and American politics and the state of America, and like doing it, I think, in an artistic way, albeit like in the point of view of like what a rapper would do. I do wish that he wasn't wearing jeans, and I do wish that he maybe had more than one outfit. Those kinds of things are like
That's what
gay
gay people
wishes.
do.
You know what I mean? And we were sitting with gay people. Day Maury, friend of the pod,
was
there sitting with us
Yeah.
watching the Super Bowl halftime show, and he loved it.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Maybe it's a generation. Maybe we're just old now.
right? Maybe so. It could be a generational thing. I mean, Jerome loves Kendrick Lamar. Jerome's
Yes.
not gay, but I think so. So maybe I'm not totally sure. I don't think that I think it's more a genre thing than anything else. We just don't listen to rap music.
That is
we
true.
like pop music.
That is true.
And there's definitely been a shortage of, so last year was The Weeknd, is that right? Or was that a few years ago?
I don't know.
All of them are blurring in my brain. Well, I don't particularly love The Weeknd either. Like, Rihanna's was amazing music,
Yeah.
and that's what we love.
Right.
And Lady Gaga, we just love her.
Right. And Beyonce was amazing.
And Beyonce was amazing, but that was like 10 years ago.
We even liked, I hate to say this in the year 2025 of our Lord, but we even liked Katy Perry's.
Oh yeah, but Katy Perry's halftime show was a cultural moment.
It was Left Shark.
Right,
I mean,
like-
who could forget Left Shark?
Oh, but I think that some of that like taste.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying good taste or bad taste, but some of that flair for the dramatic has like just kind of been sapped out of like, I think, pop culture in general. Like, let's make a broader statement. Like, let's look at the Grammys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
well, we'll be talking about the Grammys, but
you know what I mean? The Grammys, which were like the week before,
so underwhelming.
and Yeah, I mean there were some great songs that were nominated, and great artists that won. I actually really like Doechii. I think that some of her stuff is really really cool, and obviously.
When have you ever listened to Doechii?
I started listening. I've only listened to a couple of songs, but it was when she was getting the Grammys buzz. I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen, and I listened to like the couple songs that she like won for or whatever. Like
Okay.
Denial Is a River was like that big one. And that was a trend on TikTok. That's the one that has like the breathing where she's like
I don't.
she like does that in
You're
the
like
song.
speaking a different language.
I
to
played
me
it for
here.
you.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I 100% did.
No, you did not.
Because it was a TikTok thing. Anyway.
Certainly did not.
I did.
But the halftime show. Next year. Let's get Pink. Please.
Yes.
Get Pink. Okay.
Let's get Pink next year. I think she would
Bring
be great.
back some theatrics.
Yeah. What would you like to see in a halftime show?
I want
performance?
theatrics. I want big, grand, extraordinary feat spectacle. And I even turned to you during this when I was like, "Wow, this is what straight people think is a spectacle."
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
As
scary
evidenced by
to
the
me.
fact that Jerome thought it was a spectacle.
I know, but it's kind of scary to me that they don't know what a spectacle is.
There was no pyrotechnics.
none. It was
There was no glitter.
There was nothing grand about it at all.
Yeah.
And
I do agree that even Rihanna's didn't have that level of grandiose.
like she went up on the air on a platform. I do remember that.
She was also
And she was
pregnant.
pregnant. Yeah, it's like give the girl some grace.
Yeah.
But girl, get Pink in there. She'll be flying around that
I
fucking
want to see
stadium.
Pink fly around.
She will be flying. She will be singing while flipping 800 times. She will be on top of ginormous created like sculptures of
Yes.
art, works of
Yes.
art that are ginormous that she'll be
Yes,
popping
like
out
Lady
of.
Gaga had those big kind of like
Yeah,
statue
big
things
set
that-
pieces.
Yeah, there were
Bring
no set
that
pieces.
back. Like
I will say, I wonder, just a point that I wonder. Now, a couple of years ago, when Rihanna started, Rihanna's was the first year that it was no longer the Pepsi halftime show.
Rihanna, yeah.
It became the Apple Music halftime show, and it's been the Apple Music halftime show for this was the third year. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I think we needed to bring Bose back into the marketing.
Bose?
Bose from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We love you.
Do you think Bose had anything to do with making the halftime shows gayer?
I think she definitely did.
You
Because
think
once
so?
it became the Pepsi halftime show, bitch, that's when
shit
you
got
started
gay.
getting the gays all up in here, okay? Like that is the level that I need.
But does the sponsor of the halftime show have anything to do with like the artistic choices that are made?
No.
No.
I don't think so. But
Like who does
But just
that?
the fact that Bose brokered the deal for the Pepsi halftime show.
It's fierce.
I mean, hello. Like
fierce.
that is something we need.
I mean, by the time Lady Gaga did her thing, she was probably already working at Netflix. No.
Oh yeah, she was
long gone.
She was six companies. She did Uber. She did
Uber?
Yeah, she did Uber.
How long did she work for these companies?
As long as
a
she
year?
needed, as long as she was needed. Okay.
Yes. As long as she
to
was
whip
needed.
them into shape.
And now she is retired and living her best
She
life.
is retired at 48 years old and living her best life on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, honey.
I live. This season of Beverly Hills is really good.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one.
Yeah. So big pop culture moment. Should we take a break and then come back and talk about the Grammys?
Yes, because there was one person at the Super Bowl who I think won the Grammys, and that person needs to be discussed. So we'll talk about that right after this. And we're back.
We are back. Okay, who is the one person at the Super Bowl that won the Grammys?
Stephanie Germanotta.
Lady Gaga.
Yes. She had an iconic Grammys.
Oh yeah.
Where not only did she win a Grammy for Die with
Die
a
with a
Smile,
Smile.
with Bruno Mars,
and did a great
who,
performance.
by the way,
with
I'm
Bruno Mars.
I'm not convinced that Bruno Mars has eyeballs. I've only seen him in sunglasses for the past 15 years, maybe.
He's just like completely like he has no eyes.
Does he have
just-
eyes? Like I
That's
don't
a great
know.
point. I don't know. I mean, I think that in Die with a Smile, he's not wearing his
Oh, really?
glasses.
In the
like, the music
performance, he
video.
was, and that's what I saw.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But Lady Gaga not only winning a Grammy,
Yes.
but debuting
a probably Grammy-winning song.
a Grammy-winning song, Abracadabra,
Abracadabra.
during
Expialidocious.
during a commercial break, honey.
Yes.
That was fierce. The whole music video featuring people we know and love, friend of the
Yes.
pod, honey, Balenciaga.
Yes. Some dancers that we know and love.
And she just absolutely demolished that.
I'm really enjoying this new era
You are.
of
Okay.
Gaga. Of
okay.
Gaga. Like so far. I mean, the 2 songs that have come out, I really like.
Yeah. So this episode comes out. Okay. So this will be out before the new album. The new album comes out March 7th.
Oh yeah, well, this will be out in a week
Yeah.
before the end of February.
Yes. But I am so excited for this. Like I my anticipation for this new album is so high.
Yeah,
Like the 2 songs that she has given us
have been great.
have been phenomenal.
I think she's really in an artistic moment of coming back to her roots.
Yes, with the jerk movement dancing.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
Love.
And yeah, I've just been enjoying seeing her. Like you said, there's always been a darkness to Lady Gaga.
Yes.
And you love Dark Cher as well.
Of course,
You love-
Dark Lady.
You
the
love,
Dark Lady
you
era.
love when the pop stars do a dark moment.
Well, I am on my way to becoming a witch, so you know
Yes.
it all aligns.
Abracadabra, abracadabra.
I know. I turned to Dave Mori. I was like, "Girl, you got your song for the next 5 years, honey, for any marketing you want to do."
What did you say?
He laughed at that one.
Yeah, I mean,
He's already
totally.
using it on his Insta
No way,
stories. Yeah,
really?
he is. Yeah.
I live. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I could say. I mean, do I know if do I think she won the Grammys? I guess so.
Yes.
I mean, she like released a new song. That's like a huge thing to do at the Grammys, and she did it in a commercial. Like she didn't even do it on stage. She did it. She had it pre-planned.
Yes. And now let's move to a segment called Jacob's Controversial Opinions on the podcast.
Oh no! Is this going to be about Chapel Roan?
No.
Oh.
I was so thrilled that Charlie XCX did not win Best Album. I thought that
Oh, yeah.
was incredible.
Wait, who won that?
Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce won like the big award.
Beyonce Knowles.
So Cowboy Carter, right. I'm just trying to put it all together. Beyonce won the big
Big
award,
Album
like,
of the Year
Album
award,
of
which
the
she's
Year.
never won before.
She's never won?
Never won it.
I had
she
no
has
idea.
28 Grammys and she has
And
never
none of them
won.
have ever been Album of the Year.
And this was her first time winning it.
I just love that Lady Gaga was sobbing.
I
Sobbing. Like of joy.
That is a sister. Okay?
Yes.
That is
yes.
a sister.
I mean, they have been, sisters for a long
Telephone,
time.
hello.
That was like both kind of, I feel like, Beyonce's start of her solo career really coincided with Lady Gaga's like start of her career. Like
Yeah.
they've I mean, obviously Beyonce was like already in the spotlight, but like I just feel like they've had a lot of probably moments and experiences together.
Yeah, absolutely. How fierce! I was just thinking in my head, how fierce would it be if we got Beyonce on the podcast and like as a TikTok?
Girl.
No, and as a TikTok for it, we do the interview. You're Beyonce, and then she goes, "Thank you."
Beyonce would never do that. Beyonce would.
She might. She seems to be in a new era. She even let herself get memed. She let herself get memed with the like looking around after the country album win that she got
Oh.
when she won Best Country Album at the Grammys,
Yeah.
and she was like. She
Yeah.
was like looking around wild. It was like
But-
the SpongeBob, like.
But she can't control whether or not she gets memed.
Okay, but but normal Beyonce would never have a reaction like that. That would be memeable.
Oh, I see. She would have just kind of been like,
Thank you. Exactly.
Well, I think that she was very surprised.
No, I know, but like that's what I'm saying about new Beyonce. She's full of new possibilities.
I live. I think Lady Gaga is also having a moment where she's really engaging with her fans.
Yeah.
She's like doing TikToks.
Is she?
Lady Gaga is doing TikToks.
Really? I'm not on the
Gaga is
TikTok.
out here doing TikToks.
What is she doing on TikTok?
I mean, she's like kind of just doing her own music and like making it trends and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But like she's got like a social media team that's like she's posting a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Like she posted like rehearsal footage of Abracadabra and like behind the scenes stuff.
We had a
music
discussion
video.
before Abracadabra debuted.
Yes.
Where I was saying after the Fire Aid concert, I was like, what a missed opportunity to debut like a new song from the album. Like I was like, I just don't know if she has the right marketing people around her was what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Like Disease, they didn't really like do that much with it. Like push wise, she was doing very niche interviews. And I was like, man, like she needs to get like better marketing people. And then Abracadabra happened and I fell off the chair.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe they were saving it.
They were saving it for now she's doing TikToks.
Like now she's kind of got the moment. And like now they're really leading into this album. So like
yes.
I am excited. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember what my point was with all of that, but the OGs are in a moment now of like
they certainly
engaging.
Are.
They're in a moment of engaging.
I was so thrilled that Charlie XCX lost, that Sabrina Carpenter lost. But
they both won other Grammys. They won the Grammys that they deserved. Like
okay, but
whatever
here's
she
my
got
problem.
like best pop, electronic.
Here's
whatever.
my problem. It used to be that you had to have talent to be like a pop star. Like you let me get through it before you come in. Like you used to have to be able to sing. You used to have to be able to dance. You used to have charisma on stage. You used to have to be able to write your own music, and you used to have to be able to like wear costumes in a way that normal people could not. Right? That's what it used to take to be a pop star. Examples, we've just talked about them. Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Katy Perry used to do all that. Mm-hmm. And these days, I feel like there are a lot of pop stars that can't sing very well, certainly cannot dance, certainly have no performance charisma, and certainly are not writing their own songs. And I feel we have entered an era where talentless people are having their moment and making it. And I do not think that should be the case. Go ahead, Larry. You look like you're ready to attack.
I think you're cherry picking a little bit because not every pop star in the history of forever has always written their own music. I mean, Britney Spears wasn't out here writing all her own songs.
Sometimes she was.
But that doesn't mean that Sabrina Carpenter isn't also sometimes writing some songs. Like,
girl, Espresso. You think Sabrina Carpenter wrote Espresso?
No, but Britney Spears didn't write, Toxic or whatever.
Okay, well, I'll tell you who wrote all their
that.
songs. Kylie Minogue, honey.
Okay, sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like Rihanna didn't write all of her songs.
She wrote a lot of them.
But there's always been songwriters. There's always been people that write songs for pop stars. Katy Perry doesn't write all of her songs.
Clearly nowadays, I don't know what they're doing with her.
Right. So that's the first thing. Second thing about the singing, like Taylor Swift has been up here with all these girls for a really long time, and we all know Taylor ain't much of a singer.
This is true.
Like we all know, and that's not a new thing. You know what I mean?
But my issue is that these new girls' songs are bad and they're short and they don't.
Maybe they're not catchy.
They don't do anything vocally exciting in the songs.
Charlie XCX
they can't
is a really
perform. I don't know what the fuck that was when she took the Grammy stage and just started dancing around with a bunch of people in a random.
It was like a party moment,
which was horrible.
But that was her. But that's what her album was about. Like that's. Like,
but her album sucked, Larry. Her album sucked.
It did not suck.
Oh my God. I swear to God, because we listened to it.
And my opinion changed.
To it, and you said upon hearing the album, this sucks. Jerome heard it and he said, this is garbage. And then all of a sudden, everybody's flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop all over the place. And I feel like I'm the only person who has not taken a fucking crazy pill and is sitting here knowing that this album sucks. It is terrible. I have always said it's terrible. It is awful. It is garbage. There are no beats that are catchy. The lyrics are nonsensical bullshit. and all of you agreed with me and then flip-flopped and said, this is transcendent. This is the best thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Fuck you, Larry. Fuck you.
I never said it was transcendent. I never, I'm like crying.
All of you people.
I never said it was transcendent. Okay, what I think is that Charlie XCX's talents lie in her...
Nothing!
No,
they lie in nothing!
They lie in her music production. Like, she's producing all of those tracks. Like, that's what she does. She's a music... Like, she does production in that way. Like... She's an electronic artist. She pulls references from other electronic artists, a lot of whom...
Please don't call her an artist in my presence.
She is an artist. She's and you know, her music pulls references from things that we don't listen to, right? Like, you know, I've talked about this a lot with Steven, like Sophie, and like she talks about AG like in her album, right? Like it's techno. I don't know. I don't even know the right word. It's not techno. It's like electronic, like hyper pop, whatever. Like, and that's like a whole different sphere. Like, and that's why Charlie XCX has been like on the fringes for a long time. And just this album happened to gain interest in a mainstream way. That we're comparing her to mainstream pop stars when she's never been trying to be that. She's never been trying to be like a mainstream pop star. That's like her whole thing. So I think, and I get that she was grouped in that category, but that was only because her album was so popular among like the gays and stuff. And the gays only liked it because gays are super messy and they're super, you know, trashy. And that was what the album was about. And people felt seen because they could like have a messy and trashy summer and like be brat.
I don't agree. I just don't agree.
That's you don't have to agree, but that's facts. That's what happened.
That's facts, but you hated the album and then said you loved it. So
because I learned more about her and I learned more about what her references were and I learned more about what she was trying to do with the album.
Okay. All right.
And there are some catchy like hooks. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum. You know?
Means nothing to me.
I'm just living that life. You know, like some of that stuff is catchy. I don't like all of them. I still don't really like Guess, which is the one that she did with Billie Eilish.
The fact that you know the names is so upsetting to me of the songs.
Well, I know what, you know, it was performed. We watched it on TV, you know?
I don't know. Anyway, Chapel, we love you. Chapel Brown. Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
I'm glad she won her award.
Put out more music.
Yeah,
okay?
she's got to do,
because that's someone who's a talent. She is a talent.
Yeah.
She's a talented girl who has written most of her songs.
Yes.
Herself.
Yes.
Who can sing beyond belief.
Yes.
Who can perform, who can wear crazy costumes and be an enigma.
Yes, and that...
She has it. She has pop
I think
star.
what you're... Yes, like... Yeah, I mean, I just think maybe the definition of pop star is changing a bit, and I think,
well, not for me.
I know. You want it. You're
I want them to be talented. That's
No,
what I want.
But honey, there's a talent is such a broad thing. Like people can be talented in so many different ways.
Okay, well,
and do
if you're
so many
making
different
music,
things.
I want you to be musically gifted. Is that hard? Is that a tight enough definition for you?
No, it's not because
fuck.
because Charlie XCX is musically gifted, maybe not as a singer in the same way in that genre and in that style that you like. It's the same thing with Kendrick Lamar, right? Like he's making music. He's not a pop star. He can't wear crazy costumes and be a pop star. That doesn't mean that he's not musically talented. He's just musically talented in the genre that he specializes in. That is maybe not your genre, and that's totally fine. Chapel Roan really does fall into that genre for you, and that's amazing. But there's other people that don't, and that doesn't mean that those people are bad or don't deserve credit or success.
Okay. I'm going to move
And
on.
I do think that Sabrina Carpenter can sing.
Okay, you need to go watch her and Christina Aguilera singing a song together, which they did. And I don't know who from Sabrina Carpenter's team let that poor girl walk out there next to ex-Tina and sing alongside her because she got demolished, ate up in terms of singing.
I mean, there's plenty. What do you do about? There's plenty amazing singers that are not pop stars. You know,
Sure.
Idina Menzel is a great singer. She's not a pop star.
Sure.
Anytime Idina Menzel has tried to make a pop track, it's a flop.
Not true. Let It Go. Huge
Was
success.
not a pop track.
Huge
That
success.
was a Disney movie
number one
track.
on all charts.
But Idina Menzel is out here trying to release pop music, and she's an amazing singer, but it doesn't sell because she doesn't have there's so much more to being a pop star. It's about the look, and it's about the influence, and you have to tap into a cultural moment, and all of those people did that. Like Charlie XCX tapped into a cultural moment with her music and created a cultural moment, and that's what it is.
And I'll never understand it. I'll never understand that because she's not gifted. She's not.
She is.
She's not gifted. She's not.
I just think that's so harsh to say that she's not gifted at
Anyway, our producer Jerome is growing a mustache.
We only got 8 minutes left. We got really into that debate.
Yeah. Jerome has a mustache now.
Yeah.
I want to know, first of all, what you think of Jerome's mustache.
I like it.
You like Jerome's mustache?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to post a picture of this mustache. Let's talk about that.
It's still in its growing phase.
It's in its growing phase.
Yes.
For sure.
What's the word? Incubation.
Yeah.
It's incubating.
It's
in its incubation phase.
Yeah, it's on its way.
Yes.
To becoming a full-fledged mustache.
Yes. Right now it's like grass,
Mhm.
but it needs to be more like longer grass.
Right. Like longer grass.
Yeah.
Well, that got me thinking about facial hair because I have had many experiments with facial hair in the past.
I have not.
And I that's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, girl.
Has any facial hair things occurred for you?
Well, I can't really grow a mustache. So when I have tried to grow my facial hair, it looks stupid because I can't grow the mustache.
I actually like when you're a little unshaven.
Yeah, when I'm a little stubbly, it's nice because I can get that little stubbly look on the mustache, but I don't think that I can get the mustache to really, really be out here being a stash. I also haven't tried. And it's also hard because now we are on camera every week, and before that I was on camera a lot.
That's true.
And I'm always having to take photos and videos of myself. And
but before you were anybody, before you were in High School Musical, right? Like, did you ever try growing?
No, because
stuff?
When I was in high school, I did No Shave November, my senior year of high school.
Oh,
and I looked stupid.
Wait a minute. Are there any photos of this?
There might be.
We're going to have to look at those right after we finish filming.
We'll look at them in a private setting, and they will not find their way anywhere else.
That is so funny.
They looked stupid. I looked stupid.
I would like to see. Well, first of all, I'm shocked that you could grow facial hair in high school because you were like a little twig.
A twink or a twig?
Twig with a G.
Uh-huh. Just because I was skinny doesn't mean I can't grow
But like
facial
you
hair.
looked very childlike.
Yeah,
in
which
high
is why it
school.
looked stupid when I had a beard.
But I'm shocked that you could grow a beard. Is what I'm
I mean,
saying.
I couldn't really.
Okay.
It looked stupid, Jacob.
Okay.
It
Did
looked
you
stupid.
try in college at all?
No,
You didn't.
no.
Never.
No, the most I would do is I would like let it grow out to like the stubbly moment, and then I would shave it.
Really?
Yeah,
So you've never had a facial hair experiment.
right.
Interesting.
And then High School Musical was junior year of college. So
yeah,
then
and
for the
at
next
that point,
4
you
years,
had to look like a high schooler.
yeah, for the next 4 years, I was clean shaven. That was it.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, I've done a lot of facial hair experimenting.
Okay, and what was what did you?
I had a full beard at one time. I think I've shown you a picture of me having a full beard before.
I don't. If you have, I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll show it to you again.
Yeah.
But the thing for me was that I felt ugly before having the beard. And then when I had the beard, I felt even uglier.
Why did you feel uglier?
I don't know. It's something. It's weird because my hair, first of all, natural blonde. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not dyed. There's no processing going on up here.
I don't think anyone
My arm
thinks
hair
that.
is blonde. Thank you.
I don't think
But
anyone
for
thinks
some
that you're
reason, when I grow a beard, it comes out brown.
Oh, okay.
It's not like. Well, I guess that's true of most blonde people. Because
Yeah.
blonde people. They end up having brown beards. No one really has like a blonde beard, do they? Unless it's
I don't
dyed.
know. I don't know.
Unless it's dyed. So it came out brown.
It's hard to have a beard when you have like light colored hair.
Yeah.
I think that beards work mostly with dark hair.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
like a beard? Do you not like a beard? What should I do?
I would want to see what it looked like. I mean, I'm curious. I'm certainly curious
Okay.
to see what you would look like with a beard.
Okay.
I could see it working. You know, I could see it working on
Well,
you.
I want to see you with a beard. What about that?
I will show you the photos, and then after you see those photos, you will be like, never mind.
I do want to see the photos. I could see you. No, but I could see you doing like Ron Weasley going to Gringotts in disguise moment. Remember that when he had that beard in the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah.
I could see that moment for you.
I mean, look, there's always an opportunity to try it.
I guess so.
When I tried it a long time ago, I was a lot younger. You know, maybe my hair would grow in more fully now and it would look better. But like, another thing though is like my hair is straight. You know what I mean? Like, and so is yours. Like,
It's not though when it grows out. I get the Jewish like Jewfro thing kind of.
Okay, I don't get that at all. Like my hair is straight all the time. And when you have straight hair like on a beard, it looks like weird. Like I feel like it's better to have kind of like a bushy beard, like more curly hair.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like and so it's hard.
Well, beard hair grows differently than head hair.
Not always. Like my beard.
Are we thinking about your high school experience?
Yes, like my beard hair was just like straight. It looked stupid, Jacob. I'm telling you, it looked stupid.
Wait, I need to see these photos almost immediately. I'm like almost thinking like, should we just end this episode early so that I can look at?
You can look at them in a few minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was just curious what you thought about facial hair and whether I should grow a beard.
Well, I would be interested to see. I can't really make any claims at this moment because I don't know what.
I'll show you a picture after.
Okay.
Of when I've done it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, great.
All right. Last thing, last night that just reminded me we finished your very first ever watch through of the Harry Potter movies.
Yes, we did, and now I'm reading the books.
I mean,
I'm reading the first book.
this is a cultural moment. I mean, fuck you, J.K. Rowling, but
Right, yeah.
but I can't believe you have now seen
I've
all
seen it
8
all.
Harry Potter movies.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Now I know.
and you hardly had any reaction last night after we finished watching.
Well, I knew how it was going to end.
You sat there like, and then I was like, well, what did you think? And then you said, I thought it was great.
No, I said I thought it was amazing.
Okay, same difference.
Not same difference.
And then you didn't expand on that. So I don't know what you thought.
Well, I mean, like, obviously I knew Voldemort was going to die.
Did you?
Yes, like it's been however many years since the last episode came out, or the last movie came out, and I knew about like the the epilogue where like Ginny and Harry are married and Ron and Hermione are together and they're sending their kids to like I knew about that for 10 years. I knew about that, or however long it's been.
Mm-hmm.
So longer than that, I guess. So. Obviously, I knew that Voldemort wasn't gonna like stay alive. I don't know if I knew that Snape died though. I didn't love that.
Yeah,
I kind of wish that he got to stay alive and like redeem himself in life as opposed to like redeeming himself through death. You know what I mean?
That was a particularly violent death.
Yeah.
That he suffered. You
Yeah.
know, most of them were just like,
Yeah.
But his was very like, a snake biting him over and over again.
Yes.
Which is a little mestina.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think Voldemort was being shady for that one.
He was a little shady for that one because he could have made it very quick.
Yeah.
But he chose to let Snape get attacked by that snake.
And they killed a lot of people in that last movie. I mean, killing a Weasley.
They killed Fred Weasley.
Killing whatever his
Remus Lupin.
Yeah.
Nymphadora Tonks.
Yeah.
Lavender Brown was killed. Goyle was killed.
Wait, which one was Lavender
The one
Brown?
that got bit by the werewolf.
No memory of that.
You were like, oh, when it happened. And they blasted him off.
Oh, the blonde girl.
The one who dated Ron in whatever movie.
Yes. Oh, that was sad.
Yeah. Although I think, if I remember correctly in the book, she doesn't die. She becomes like a werewolf.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I can't remember. I don't know
Okay.
if that's accurate or not. I read it so long ago,
It's like really fucked up. Like how all these characters come in and they all just get like,
oh yeah, they all die.
that's like so fucked.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Well, I don't wonder what the choice was to make so many people die like that. I guess that you really
because there's
feel
so
it.
many characters, and also this is in the book and not the movie.
Yeah.
But if you remember in the second one, there was the kid who was photographing everyone. Colin Creevy was his name.
Sure.
He dies in
Okay.
the book too.
Okay.
He's one of the ones who dies. But he's more of a character throughout the book series rather than in the movies. He's just kind of in the second one.
Yeah.
But he dies, and God,
I mean, and just
so
even
many
throughout
characters die.
even just throughout the whole thing, like Sirius Black died, like so many people.
I think
had
Bill
to
Weasley
die.
dies too in the book, if I
Oh,
remember
wow.
correctly. The one who's married to Fleur Delacour.
Okay,
I think
the older
he
brother
dies. Yeah, there's also another older brother that they never mentioned once in the movies, Charlie Weasley.
Oh, okay.
But Charlie's the one that worked with dragons.
Yes, he's mentioned a lot in the book, actually.
Yes, he is.
I thought that was Charlie that was played by Donald Gleason or whatever his name is.
No, that was Bill.
Charlie.
That was Bill Weasley.
Oh,
Yeah, Bill Weasley. Different Weasley.
a lot of different Weasleys.
There's many Weasleys.
I do think it's fierce that the Weasley mom killed what's her bucket?
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I really thought that was fierce.
Not my daughter, you bitch. Love
Yes.
it. Love.
Yes.
Diva, mother of all time.
Diva mother of all time. Yeah, I liked that.
There's,
yeah, I mean,
there's a lot in that movie. That's an action-packed one, that last one.
yeah.
But out of all 8 movies, which was your favorite?
Ooh. I mean, I really liked the first one. For
1
sure.
and 2 are phenomenal.
1 and 2 are great. I mean, the one with which Sirius Black dies in the 5th one.
The 5th one.
So the 4th one is
Goblet of Fire, Triwizard Tournament.
Triwizard Tournament.
Cedric Diggory dies.
That one I really liked, actually, even though it has a dark ending.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the one where Voldemort comes back.
Right. I thought that was really interesting. I mean, I feel like it was kind of it's a bit of a downward step, and then the last one goes back up.
Yes.
It's like this sounds awful, but they kind of get progressively slightly worse.
Yes.
And then the last one's really good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. So that's kind of how I feel. So I feel like the bookends of like the first and last one are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then in the middle there, it just kind of, you know.
Well, I'm so glad you're immersed on this journey, because you know it was a huge part of my childhood. I'm also going to get you into Pirates of the Caribbean, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, really excited to see the Harry Potter play.
Yes, we're going to see
That's
the
going to
Harry
be in
Potter
LA.
Cursed Child.
It's in LA, so very excited about that.
And you're reading the books,
And I'm reading the books,
which was
so-
really what was important to me, more so than the movies.
So we'll check back about that in 2 years.
Yeah. Your 4th grade reading level. Yes.
Hey,
That's what you said. I'm saying your words back to you.
I was using it towards myself.
Oh my god.
But you saying it to me is mean.
Oh,
me saying it
God.
to myself is one thing, but you saying it to me, that's mean.
All right. Well, you can find us on social media at Let's Talk About That Pod on Instagram and TikTok and on
Yes.
YouTube, by the way, if you want to watch this episode. We're wearing tie-dye today.
Yes.
Our email is letstalkaboutthatpod@gmail.com if you have any inquiries. Thank you to some of the fans who have been emailing us lately.
Yeah, we've
gotten
gotten
a lot
some.
of fan response emails,
Yeah.
and it's been wonderful to engage with all of you through that medium.
And a lot of new fans recently, so thanks for being along on the journey.
Yeah. So we have a very exciting guest for you next week.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And I think that's all of the announcements, right?
All of the announcements.
All right. Well, then see you next week on
Let's Talk About That.
Bye.